This is O. Welcome to CLOPIXEL Gamers. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. So as you know, the Switch 2 is released and there are people testing out the games and the features of the system. As you know, as I said last week, I didn't feel like it was worth it to pick it up right now, but to each his own. Per the release, people have been testing Mario Kart and some other games that are available for the Switch 2 right now. One of the things I discussed is, will the Switch 2 end up in the same fate as the Wii U? And you can click on that video and check out what I was saying in that video. Some of the things that I touched on in that video is the problem it will have with the new Switch 2 games being on a key card and you not being able to own those games. Yes, you can share those games with Game Share for about 15 days, but after that you have to send that share out again. Now that solves one of the problems that I talked about as like a rental system. So that is good that the Switch implements that feature. However, because the games and access to the key card and the downloads are on Nintendo servers, that prevents you from actually ever truly owning the game. I love point and click games. If you ever want to see my playlist on those games, you can click on this link right here. The point I'm bringing this up is Switch has point and click games, and actually one of them is Eventide. Now, I got this 5-pack of hidden point and click games for $1. That's right, $1 at discount at Walmart. Now here's the thing, why would I get a Switch or a Switch 2 to buy the same exact game that they offer for $14.99 on the site? Yeah, that's right, PC games that you can get on the PC are on the Switch. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, I just want to make a quick point. Here on the Nintendo website, Eventide for the Switch is $14.99. Now I got this version along with 4 other games in this pack for PC for $1. So why would I go on here and pay $14 to play my point and click games on a Nintendo Switch? Now another thing that doesn't make sense to me is that I can get a ton of games for my PC off of Steam, and as you can see right here, this is Square Enix Dragon Quest. Now this is the demo and I played this demo for free. Also you have Dragon Quest Builders, which is shown on the screen right here, also for free, and you can get that as a demo. So why would so my point is, why would I get a $500 system to play Dragon Quest XI when I can play it on my PC for less than $50? Why would I spend that much money when there are more portable options, such as the R36S? Has tons of games, plays tons of systems right out the box, and I did a review on this console right here. You can check that out as well. But with stuff like this, even little devices like this having TV and HDMI out, I just don't see the point of leaping into an ecosystem that's have 80 to 100 and possibly even $110, $120 games. What do you guys think about that? I've been a budget-minded gamer, and I always like to share games, so therefore I want to keep that price as low as I can. Let's say SteelSeries or Nikon makes a custom Switch controller, but they are not official controllers for your Nintendo Switch 2, and you slide those bad boys on. Will your system be bricked, or will it not be bricked for you quote-unquote modifying the system? You can't say that this hasn't happened, because it actually has happened before in government. So for example, when you look at firearms laws, they had this thing called, I think, a bump stock. And even though the bump stock really didn't do anything mechanically to the gun, it allowed a way for reciprocal energy to fire sort of like a automatic weapon. And for a while they had banned those bump stocks, but I think they brought the law back down and you could use bump stocks again or whatever. But the point of what I'm saying is, the way Nintendo has written up its user agreement, and I heard if you hit the update on that button that it changes what you can do as far as, you know, lawsuits or whatever if they brick your console, is built into the system. So that is the worst part of this. Number one, you can't own the games at all. And the second thing is, if you quote unquote modify the system, let's say I slide those Steel Series Switch controllers on the system, and then next thing you know, 5 minutes later I get a message, you know, you violated such and such, and they break my Switch. And see, this is the real issue. So what Nintendo has done is try to leap us into the whole era of we own nothing and we're happy. Controlled obsolescence, the right to repair. In other words, you won't have any rights to your system or your hardware after you already bought it. And I wholeheartedly don't believe in that. So it has nothing to do with not liking the games or even the price of the games. I'm not doing the Switch 2 because of the practices and policies that I don't believe in. So this is a short video. I just want to pop in and talk about that. As I said, point and click games, yeah, they offer it on the Switch, but why would I pay overpriced for that? If I got Eventide here with 4 other games, why would I go on the Switch store and then pay $14.99 for these when I can get them for $1, sometimes $3 a piece? And there's other handheld options out there. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be reviewing a new one soon. And also, if you're into those mobile controllers, I reviewed the D3, the BSP D3 right here, which kind of gives you that Switch feel. And I'm thinking about reviewing the D5. So yeah, guys, there's options out here, and I wouldn't just jump right away to getting the Switch 2 unless, even if you've never owned a Switch, I would say if you want to get a Switch, go with the OLED, go with the Switch Lite, or go with the older Switch. And you know, I would recommend doing that versus getting this thing, because this thing has a totally different ecosystem. So guys, let me know what you think about the video. This is a time in gaming I thought we would never see, and now more than ever, I've never been more proud to be a Sega fan. Take care. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.